What's up, everybody? Give me a second. I'm pinning the comment real quick. Pinning this comment so we can get started. I also have to wait for Whitman-Walker to get here. Give me 1 second, everybody. I'm just waiting for Whitman-Walker to. All right, we can get this thing going. Today we will be covering the importance of pronouns and normalizing using them. So I'm just going to give some brief information about what pronouns are, some do's and don'ts of about gender pronouns, and just normalize using them. So of course, my name is Corey, and I use he and his pronouns. During the past few months, Whitman-Walker Community Health Department has expanded its outreach efforts to social media platforms. To social media platforms, we cover various topics about HIV/sexual health practices, access to care, social determinants of health, and public health interventions. The community health team is here to educate and support you. Before we get started, we want to, of course, LGBTQ Awareness Month was last month, but just still being prideful. Okay, so what is pronouns? A pronoun is a word that is used instead of a noun or a noun phrase to refer to an individual. A pronoun can be in the first person, like me, or plural, like we or us. Second person, singular or plural, like you. And third person, like she, her, he, him, they, them, or ZHIR, or plural, they, them. General pronouns specifically referencing someone's gender, he, him, his, or she, her, hers. Non-gender, non-binary pronouns are not gender specific and most often used by people who identify outside of a gender binary. The most common set of non-binary pronouns is they, them. Their I'm using the singular, like as for an example, like Corey identifies as queer gender. So they basically do not see themselves as either man or women, either non-married or other binary pronouns include Z, and it's pronounced Z, but you will see it as ZE in the place of she/he. Um, so it's basically combining the two in the place, or you will see HIR, which is pronounced here, and it's in the place of he, him, his, her. Um, so for an example, um, Corey runs Corey runs here on business, but Z is most well known as an author. So that's basically how you can use the Z and here pronouns. The terms it or he, she are slurs used against transgender and gender nonconforming individuals, and definitely should not be used. They are very rude. Other approaches to pronouns may include going simply by one's name, not having a preference, or wanting to avoid pronouns altogether. There are many languages in the world that do not use gender pronouns at all. So, of course, why are pronouns important? It is important to ask someone their pronouns because you cannot assume how someone identifies their gender based on their appearance. As a society, we commonly assume that the gender of others by their appearance, and indicate these assumptions by using gender language such as she or he, or ma'am, sir, or miss and mister, and ladies and gentlemen. This practice results in many individuals, especially trans and gender nonconforming individuals, being misgendered, which may lead to them feeling, of course, disrespected, marginalized, or invisible. It is a privilege to have to worry about, of course, not have to worry about your pronouns. That's a privilege, or the pronouns someone is going to assume or basically call you just anything. That's a privilege, and a lot of times we don't realize that people that identify with the gender that you were assigned at birth. Um, I think a lot of times we don't realize that it's a privilege, and we probably should, because there are people that are in this world that don't have that privilege. They have to go through this dilemma all the time, and they really shouldn't. Um, we've never really had to, well, I can't say we never had, but a lot of times we don't realize how disrespectful it can be. So we have to work on that. So pronouns, do's and don'ts. So these are all in the do category, so these are okay to do. Do recognize that most people have pronouns, not just trans people, and that asking pronouns is very important, both so someone is not misgendered, and so that trans people are not the only ones who will feel the need to share their pronouns. Do remember that some people go by more than one set of pronouns. Um, do ask people the pronouns they use for themselves whenever you ask about their name, such as when you meet someone for the first time, or when you do go rounds at meetings. Keep in mind that people may change their pronouns as pronouns they go by. So it is necessary to ask pronouns on a go around regularly. So just because of a person told you once, you don't want to always assume that they still go by that pronoun. Some people will choose to transition. Some people will choose to become non-binary. Whatever. It's their personal choice. Um, do say the pronouns someone uses, or their personal pronouns rather than their preferred pronouns, because of the pronouns someone uses are not a preference. Do remember that not everyone feels comfortable indicating their pronouns at all in every setting, and not all in every settings, and no one should feel forced to do so. Do consider using other ways to make language more gender inclusive, such as "Hey everyone," or "How's everyone doing?" In a group setting, instead of saying "Hey guys" or "Hey ladies," or like words like "How are you guys doing?" or "Hello ladies and gentlemen," because of some people that's not inclusive, because there are non-binary individuals all over. These are some don'ts. Don't refer to pronouns such as they, them, their, or here, or here, or gender neutral pronouns, while some people identify as gender neutral, others see themselves as gender in a non-binary way. Better language is non-binary pronouns. Don't describe the pronouns someone uses as preferred pronouns. It is not a preference. The pronouns that a person uses is their pronouns, and the only ones that they should be used for them. Don't say male and female pronouns. Pronouns are not necessarily tied to someone's gender identity. Some trans people use he, him, his, or she, her, hers, but do not identify as male or female, respectively. If you conform to most gender expectations and are not a transgender person, don't indicate that you don't care what pronouns are used for me. Such statements reinforce the privilege of people who are who are gender conforming and are not transgender, because of these people are not going to be misgender and thus do not need to worry about the pronouns that people use for them. It also invalidates the experience of gender nonconforming and transgender people, most of whom who struggle with getting people to use their pronouns correctly, sometimes even on a daily basis. So that's basically it, everybody. But before you go, of course, I have to remind you about some COVID-19 vaccines, about COVID-19 and the vaccines. If you've already gotten vaccinated, that's great. Congratulations. Continue to stay alert. There's different variants soaring across the United States at the moment, well, across the world in general. And it's totally understandable why you might want to keep wearing your mask. Of course, the mask is not 100% effective, and more contagious variants are spreading, and there are very few protocols to actually verify if folks are vaccinated or not. Make sure that you keep staying alert. If you haven't been vaccinated and you're looking for an appointment, Whitman-Walker Health definitely has COVID-19 vaccines available. Everyone actually is eligible for the COVID-19 vaccine. If you're having, and you can reach out to us at 202-207-2480 to make an appointment. If you're having trouble making an appointment for us, for DC residents, you can find more information about COVID-19 vaccine walk-up locations and eligibility at vaccinate.dc.gov or by calling 1-855-363-0333. You can track the speed of COVID-19 vaccination lines by visiting coronavirus.dc.gov/don't wait. For Maryland residents, you can also find out more information about the vaccine process and schedule a vaccination appointment at covalent.maryland.gov or by calling 855-634-6829. If you live in Prince George's County, of course, their vaccination portal there. Montgomery County, you can also visit their vaccination portal there or call 240-777-0311 to schedule an appointment. For Virginia residents, you can learn more about the Virginia vaccination distribution process and schedule a vaccination appointment at vaccinate.virginia.gov or by calling 877-829-4682. If you haven't been vaccinated and you're not looking for an appointment, please make sure that you are following CDC's guidelines for mask wearing, quarantining, social distancing, and the like. It is very important that you get the vaccine, discuss precautionary measures with those around you, be mindful of masks, keeping your distance, especially when you're not aware of a person that's been vaccinated or not. You can remember to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Whitman-Walker, and checking our website at whitman-walker.org for the most up-to-date information on our services. For more COVID-19 resources and general Walker services, please call us at 202-797-4439. For some of our programs and Whitman-Walker family at Real Talk DC _ and at No Filter DC. Bye, everybody. Have a happy Tuesday.